And Dorton said she decided, above all, to come to Penn State to get to play with the best. Megan Hodge, who is opposite her in the rotation. She wanted to learn what it was like and what the best does, because she'd like to reach that level.
Carly Lloyd looking to set Wiley in the middle, stuffed by Penn State. Round the pass to Glass. Ari Wilson sliding behind and hammers it home.
Boy, and Wilson out physicaling Tara Murray, who is no slouch. You see Murray, number 4, leans into the court and leaves Wilson, number 7 in white, all alone to crush that ball.
Murray able to put that one away. Point for Cal. Here's what we talked about, the consistency of their last 2 championship teams and now their undefeated team this year. Even though they graduated 2 All-Americans last season, there has been no drop-off, and they're actually hitting at a higher percentage.
And that is probably the best stat of those 3, is that hitting percentage that is so indicative of a team's success and how much pressure a team can put on opposing defenses.
And perhaps the best argument to be made, if you're an Alicia Glass fan, why she perhaps ought to be the National Player of the Year. The way she has guided this offense. Of course, Megan Hodge might have something to say about that, as well as perhaps a Destiny Hooker and an Ashley Engel at Texas, who we'll see coming up later on the road, essentially, at Nebraska. We have all 4 regional finals coming up for you today on ESPNU.
Hooker has sure been making a case for herself all year long on that outside hitter spot. If it went down to a final, Penn State versus Texas, Hodge versus Hooker, that would be what a lot of people might think of. Those 2 teams have been by far the highest ranked teams all season long.
Our other 2 matches feature a couple of perennial powers and a couple of teams that are looking to get to the semis for the first time in their history. Florida State will take on Minnesota. That's coming up next. And then the nightcap tonight will be Hawaii, the 3-time national champs, and the Michigan Wolverines, who eliminated Stanford in Palo Alto last night.
So we have Cal, the only remaining of 8 Pac-10 teams still left in the tournament.
Nice dump play there by Carly Lloyd.
Yep, 2-handed that time, and the key for any defender is they have to be watching Carly Lloyd in her hands. If they're watching that, they'll get cues and be ready for that ball to come over the net.
Both of the setters in this match have become better attackers, more efficient this year, as Hodge puts one away. When you talk about Megan Hodge to Russ Rose, and you know, people have such high expectations, and they have since she arrived in Happy Valley. He says, hey, she's delivered on everything that she's promised so far. Has come up huge for them in the biggest of matches. Nittany Lions started to celebrate a little too soon on that one, and Cal grabs the point.
Yeah, Penn State put up a great block there, but really nice coverage. We've talked about that, talked a little yesterday about it, how coverage gives you second chance points or opportunities for second chances. That means being ready when your hitter swings in case it gets blocked.
I love your analogy of comparing blocking to rebounding and the significance of that statistic.
It's working without the ball, and when you have somebody like Chudera on one side of the net or Hodge on the other, you don't even get that many chances, but if you can remember every time, you can save your best hitter.
Beth Mullins along with Kurtz Kurai, an Olympic gold medalist, and 3 NCAA championships during his playing days at UCLA. The three-peat has happened on the men's side.
Nice up by Brown there.
But not yet on the women's, and Hodge with the back row attack.
Now you can see, again, Chudera is hitting on the right side, her right side of the court, so we might expect Blair Brown, who's the tallest blocker for Penn State, to block out of her normal position. She's number 9, and yes, she's coming over here left to face off against Chudera across the net, even though normally number 9 for Penn State plays on the right side of the court.
Chudera now serving. She has 3 kills and is hitting .429 so far in the match. Glass to Wilson, a little off the net. Murray takes the swing and strikes. The sophomore from El Cerrito, California.
Nice play by Murray, taking what the defense gave, and that time the set was way inside. but watch the block stays outside. First there's the misconnection. Blocks a little outside. Wilson goes right inside her hands.
Service error gives the point to Penn State. Talking about players along the front lines here, 6'3", 6'4", even Blair Brown at 6'5". That net is about 7 feet 4 inches. Penn State blocked that one wide. Point for Cal. They're within 3 here in the first set. It's best 3 of 5 to decide who goes on to the national semifinals.
And you can see part of Cal's strategy trying to go at the freshman blocker, Darcy Dorton, number 1.
Dorton's going to get a swing off the block. Slowed down by Wiley. Chutra out of the back. Got the kill.
And that's something Coach Feller talked about yesterday. That's what Cal calls a white. It's a set a little behind the setter. Chutra comes barreling in, not right down the middle of the court, and it keeps her away from the opposing middle blocker a little bit.
Pass to Wilson, sliding behind again. It's slowed down by Cal. Wiley is stuck. Solo block for Ari Wilson at 6'3", right in the middle.
And that white we were talking about is being run by Lloydmore, but this time she chooses to go away from it. Tries to go to Mindy Wiley in the middle there, but nice read by Ariel Wilson to shut that down.
Carly Lloyd looking outside to Murray. Sent back by Glass, who at 6'1" is also a very good blocker, and a stuff alongside Wilson. Couple in a row for Penn State, and they jump up 21-17. Wilson and Glass at the net for the Nittany Lions. They lead it in the first. The first of 4 regional finals coming your way today and into the evening here on ESPNU. 8 teams with 1 dream and 10 hours of college volleyball today on regional finals Saturday. The semis Thursday in Tampa. And we will have both semis and then the national championship match for you on the ESPN family of networks on Saturday night. Down at the St. Pete Times Forum. Penn State has won the last 2 titles. They are looking to get the unprecedented three-peat, and they are looking to do so with back-to-back undefeated seasons.
Haven't lost since mid-September of 2007. And that senior class, as we talked about at the top of the show, the winningest in history.
It's been interesting to watch over the last couple of years how last year they embraced the opportunity and a shot at history by going undefeated, and now the seniors embracing that opportunity to be the best ever in terms of what you call the dynamic duo at the top of the show, and now it's a set point for Penn State.
Penn State earning a lot of points because of that intimidating block. Now Cal hitting out, trying to avoid it.
Carly Lloyd, the back set to the freshman. Johnson has it sent back. Lloyd tried to dump. Hodge missed it wide. Point Cal.
Lloyd has to be really careful with that shot, because do that too much, it's a sign of desperation, like you don't have trust in your hitters. That's not going to go down while she's standing on the floor very often.
Cal trying to erase a bunch of set points here. Glass, Hodge, nobody up to defend, and Megan Hodge puts it away. Her 5th kill of the set.